we are going to be making some fun t-shirts, and what better time to do that than summer, when we pretty much, at least we do, live in t-shirts, comfy t-shirts, right? And then some jean shorts and you're good to go. So we have got a white t-shirt here, and we're going to be using our alphabet stamps. And before I forget to remind you guys, please make sure to like, subscribe, and follow, depending on what channel you're on. And so that you don't miss anything, we do tutorials and fun things like this. We hang out and talk creative talk all the time, and we don't want you to miss out, so make sure to follow, like, and subscribe, okay?
We mocked up ahead of time some of the designs. This is retro, and then our butterflies, and the new Le Courier. This is retro in
Blue.
Chrysanthemums, actually.
Yeah, blue.
Yes.
Yes.
And then, of course, retro. And retro is such an awesome typeface.
It's a great typeface for signs and t-shirts and things like that. It's
so
graphic, it's simple.
Retro with our catwalk stamp, right? And what's cool, too, about both the catwalk and the Serpentine is that the size, you've got a whole sheet, and that's like perfect. It's actually literally the dimensions when you go onto like Printful or one of the on-demand print place. That's like the space that they make for your t-shirt design. So they work perfectly as if designed for t-shirts almost. How cute is this? Now, Sally did say she drinks coffee, not matcha. So she's going to do, when she does this one, coffee, paint, repeat. Isn't that fun?
I want to try matcha. Matcha's apparently better for you.
Look at how cute she is.
If I'm being honest, I'm a coffee drinker, not a matcha drinker.
Yes. And this one is retro, Le Courier, and the Peonies, as well as one of our new.
Just want to point out really quick, one of the things I love about our retro stamp is that you can do so many different things with it.
Colored in or mask it out. Boom.
This is what we're going to be doing today.
Yes. The t-shirt cut's a little different, but the design will be the same. So we're going to have fun. We're going to mask.
On that t-shirt, just a quick note, I got it and it was a little to the neck. I didn't like it, so I just cut the neck out and I cut the cuffs off of the sleeve. That's why that cut is like that.
What we're going to do first here is, because we're masking, your order is important. So whatever's in the forefront is what you want to do first. So in this case, we'll do wild and free. And then we will mask word wild, and we will mask just a paper cut shape over the and free. And then we will go over that with our Serpentine. So let's get started.
All right.
So I'm going to condition it.
Okay.
For those of you who don't know what conditioning means, and there's different ways to do it. When we condition our stamps, it's simply to create a micro tooth, a micro texture on that helps really stabilize your mediums on the surface and give you a cleaner impression. And all that means is you're going over the surface one direction lightly with a sanding block, and then the across that direction here. Then also across that direction.
Okay, and then I'm going to be pulling off the letters. These have already been conditioned, but I'm going to be pulling off the letters and start to arrange it on our tee. I'm feeling efficient today. Do you guys ever have those days where you just feel extra efficient and things just kind of run smooth and you're in your zone? I'm kind of having one of those days.
Sometimes they call that flow. I'm going to start pulling the characters off for the and free.
Yep. This is letterpress.
Letterpress.
Okay, so just wanted to note really quick, because I did not mention this. You want to put something in between to protect the other side of your t-shirt. So we're using a thin mount in between. Yeah. And this is a thin mount that we're using to pick up these letters, and I'm using the grid just loosely because I can rearrange them once I pick them up, but I'm using the grid just to kind of keep us in line, and then down.
Somebody's got to keep us in line.
Yeah, I know. All right, you guys, here we go. We've got Wild ready to go.
Whenever you are stamping on textiles, the ideal is 100% cotton, but the more cotton the better.
Mm-hmm.
Also natural fibers, so cotton and
Yes.
rainy blends work. And in this case, it's almost all cotton with a little bit of like the addition, I forget what it's called, but it's mostly cotton.
Okay.
Pre-washing is best. This has been washed. And then when you're stamping, you want to go juicy. Juicy with your ink when you're stamping on textiles, because it's not it's if you looked at it like under a microscope, it's not flat. It's very textured, and you need to make physical contact with those fibers to really get a good impression.
Okay, I am going to use the black ink, and I'm going to make sure these are our IOD stamp pads. We love them, and we use them along with our Decor Ink, and we stamp them up. So I'm going to freshen up the ink. Don't shake.
Do shake.
Do shake. I can never remember that, and I always get it wrong.
Any type of medium that has a carrier and pigment in it, and these are pigment-based inks, which are really, really good. They're resistant to fading and so forth. But you get separation, so you always want to shake thoroughly.
Shake, shake, shake. All right, so here we have the pad, and I'm just going to give it a little fresher. Josie stores hers upside down so the ink stays on the surface. And these just drink up the ink nicely. I really like it. Okay, so I just use the tip. It soaks right in. I am inking this up. If you want to be extra careful, you can have a paper towel and kind of wipe those inks off if you get smudges on the side. I'm going to pass on that right now. I'm gonna take a hard pass on that.
Do you want to clean up the smudges before you do? I'm going to take a hard pass on that.
We want to make sure that when you're stamping on fabric in particular, you have nice, even contact. You're making sure that all points are contact, and don't be in a rush. There's no hurry. Just let it sit there. As long as you're not shifting and you're staying steady, there's no hurry to lift. So just let that ink really have time to come in contact with that fabric, and it's good. I already know the D is going to be lighter over here because I can tell I didn't ink it up as thoroughly, but I'm okay with that. It's fun. Ooh. Oh, actually, it's not. It's perfect. It's literally perfect.
I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Okay, so now we are going to do the and free, but I'm laying these out on the side because I don't want to smudge the fabric, and somebody didn't clean these as well as they should have after they used them. That's really rare around here.
I wonder who that someone is.
It could be so many people between you and me. It's either you or me.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's good.
Okay.
I think, yeah? I mean, how important is evenness to you?
A little important.
Okay, give me that sheet.
Super.
Let's check it.
Yeah. So you're saying you're not doing it on the T because it's got a little ink on it.
Well, I think we're fine. You know what? Let's just do it on the T. That way,
it's
the best way to do it, and you guys need to see this, and that's more important than smudges on the t-shirt, is to lay out your stamps face down exactly where you're going to have them in this case.
Oops, sorry. I'm just going to move this so it doesn't spill.
Okay. We're going to go, let's look at our, there we go. Another tip you can do is you can lay them out on top, face down, like this is on your project, and you're using those guidelines to lay your stamps down, and then you're picking them up after. Okay? Because you always need to be, and now here we can just go back and we can adjust. We can see that this is not, here, we'll do it like this. This is not as straight as it could be. These are all lined up pretty well to that line on the thin mount, so let's move these to that line as well. Now, your thin mount and your letters need to be really clean, otherwise they do not stick firmly to the sheet, which they should. even if you've had them for a long time, as long as you're caring for your stamps, they'll indefinitely cling well to your.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Okay.
here we go. You can
Nice
see the built-in texture on this
Oh yeah.
one. As I'm placing this, I'm leaving a space because that E, there's going to be another E stamped, and that'll be like to here, right? So what do you think? Right here?
I would move to the right, just a smidge. Yeah, right there.
Okay.
Yep. You're good.
All right. Commit.
And you know what? If it's a little crooked, we're wild and free.
Exactly.
So hey.
Wild and free does not
It'll look
stay
intentional.
inside of the lines all the time. Getting some good pressure, giving it the time it needs.
All right, we are good.
We are wild and free. Now we'll do the
wild and free.
My favorite way to stamp is always mounted because I like to be able to move my fingers, slide my fingers across the surface when I'm applying pressure, and they don't slide easily on the back of a stamp. If you were to stamp, we call outlaw, without a mount, you can do it. Some people are more comfortable with it.
I usually do. I usually go
outlaw. Okay. Now we're going
to just give a little more control when you have it mounted. I just get lazy and in a hurry. Okay, so I just wanted to show really quick. Well, first let's let this see if yours compares to mine.
All right.
It does.
We've got
I can already tell it's going to be
a little
good.
competition here.
Okay, we're amazing. Just kidding. So I just want to really quickly just mention that this technique that we're showing you right now, and we're not done, we're going to get into the fun nitty-gritty of masking in a minute, but that is what is used on these t-shirts as well, these examples. This is masking, that's masking, this is masking.
It's
so
really, really a powerful technique for your stamping toolbox.
Yes.
You want it in your repertoire.
So I've got to find the WILD in the retro. And then we don't need, we're going to use, Josie's getting a block paper to mark that off. So I'm just looking for the WILD to cover those while we stamp the, what are we using? Serpentine. So here's the mask. You can barely see it, especially on camera. But this is just a thin sheet of plastic that goes over the letter so that when you stamp over it, you don't stamp on it. It just creates a nice, polished, clean look.
Yes. I'm just going to cut a rectangle. That will be enough to mask that section. In fact, I'm going to make the ends be imperfect, and we can see just barely. You guys might not be able to, but we can just barely see through this paper. You could use something clear too, like cut a piece out of a Ziploc bag if you wanted to, for creating your own simple mask.
If you have an older set, you don't have the mask, or if like what just happened to me, you're missing a mask or something, you can stamp on some paper and then cut it out.
We're ready for Serpentine.
We're ready to roll.
Bring on the... We're gonna go in nice and juicy. Grab this by the edges.
Here we go.
We're ready for this. So the Serpentine and the Catwalk are one sheet stamps. You do not need to remove the stamps from the sheet unless it's a special project where you have to force it or bend it into a corner or something like that, okay? Should we use a brayer? Give a brayer?
Sure.
Give a
Not
brayer.
too hard though.
No.
Just a light.
Yeah, just to make sure we've got good contact everywhere. Which I believe we do. So you ready?
Ooh. What? Ah! I love it.
This is gonna cure, just air cure for 24 hours. And then we're going to heat set it with your iron on the hottest setting. Some people like to use parchment paper over that just as a protective. You totally can. I've never had a problem with the ink transferring to my iron, but that's optional for you. But so that's going to be cured, heat set before you wash it. Okay, and then you'll get a little fading on that initial run, but then you're going to be good to go.
Do you guys love it? Are you going to try this yourselves? I really hope you do, because it seriously is as easy as it looks.
Yeah. And here's the thing.
Really, really fun.
You need to, if you like graphic tees, and I mean, who doesn't like graphic tees? Because they go, you know, you can create them for every style. If you like graphic tees as a part of your fashion repertoire, you need to get stamping.
I love to pair a graphic tee under a cute blazer with some kind of ripped jeans for just a fun, edgy look. But you can also just wear it with shorts. They're super, super versatile.
I bought this plaid skirt to pair with the graphic tee.
Yeah.
It's like a pencil skirt. So that's like how versatile. You can pair them with jeans or with skirts.
And they're super fun to make. They make great gifts. Little tip, if you are going to make gifts and customize, maybe put someone's name on it with some, you know, edgy catwalk pattern behind it, something fun like that. Do it assembly style, like make several gifts at one time so the rest of them are ready to go.
It does have a retro 80s feel, doesn't it?
Yeah,
and I'm about that.
So am I. Okay, you guys, that was so fun. Thank you for joining us. Let us know if you do this, tag us. Okay, you guys, have an awesome rest of your week, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.